I mentioned in the review for Digger's Daughter my disdain for the character of Lucy and for Charlene Tilton's performance in general. But I later noted in Barbecue that, on this rewatch, I've softened considerably on both the character and the performance. And it wasn't until this episode that I realized I'd been associating Lucy's entire persona and essence with this one single bad episode. Lucy is persona non grata during her own birthday party planning session. Sue Ellen, the resident party planner, has taken over along with Miss Ellie. Lucy objects to the band Sue Ellen and her Greatest Generation brain prefers. She wants some music that would appeal to today's hip generation. You know, the baby boomers.
I thought you were gonna hire a group from Austin. Like the Coppins.
Those terrible names.
Lucy, no one can stand that music.
Mom, you're just jealous. It's the Beastie Boys.
Pamela debuts a new party dress that would ensure that no one pays attention to Lucy anyway. She says she brought some dresses home for Lucy to try on, but Lucy is a bit miffed that Pam picked them out. When Lucy overhears Jock and JR plotting to use the guest list to finalize some shady business deals, that's the final straw. Pam and Bobby try to reason with the rest of the family, but Lucy is already out the door. Plus, Jock and JR change the subject to politics.
Maybe if we backed a better man than Slade, we wouldn't have a problem.
Slade's a good man, Bobby. He does what he's told.
Wow, Jock Ewings saying the quiet part out loud there. Lucy gets a letter from her mom that explains the events of Reunion Part 2. Ray Krebs gives her a metaphorical pat on the head and says she's just taking Valene's word over JR because Valene is Lucy's mom. Yeah, and the mountains of evidence that Ray already has that JR is a scheming liar. God, Ray's a moron. Oh well, he gets his. Lucy asks to have Valene visit for her birthday, but Jock and JR won't allow it.
Why won't any of you listen to me?
No one believes Lucy when she says that JR tried to buy off Valene, so she grabs her guitar and hits the road. Sadly, no hobo bag tied to the end of a stick to complete the picture. The next morning, Sue Ellen and JR notice the gas card is missing, and so is Lucy. Lucy pulls into a Stuckey's right about the same time good-looking drifter Willie Guest shows up. The state patrol pulls in and sees JR's stolen car, so Lucy pays and darts out the back to thumb a ride from Guest. So, 1970s, pretty teenage blonde runaway, drifter with a shag-carpeted van. We're a mustache away from every 1970s porno film ever made. And strangely, every Hanna-Barbera ensemble cartoon. Back at the ranch, Ellie learns that they found the car in Waco. They suss out that she's headed to San Antonio to see Valene, so JR plots to send some good old boys to go out and get her and teach Valene a lesson. Bobby offers to go pick her up and use the non-psychotic touch. The pair of teens stops at Valene's restaurant and Lucy learns Valene quit and moved out of town. She doesn't have time to follow up though because Willie pulls a gun and robs the place before she can even blink.
What do you think you're doing over there?
Just be cool right there.
He shoves Lucy in the van and races off. Lucy wants to leave, but Willie says that they're both outlaws now. After all, she stole the car and the gas card. He uses this as proof that they belong together. That's creepy. Bobby stops at the restaurant and learns that Lucy is wanted for the robbery. He convinces the cop that she didn't do it and pays off the restaurant owner to make sure that he doesn't make a fuss. The party goes on without Lucy, which seems really insensitive until you realize they don't even know she's kidnapped yet. Jock feels a little guilty about chasing Lucy off, but Ellie, in a continuing trend since Bypass, tries to calm his nerves. True to form, JR tries to woo Congressman Oates to endorse their man for state senate. Oates promises the iciest of endorsements and makes it clear he's only doing it for the Ewing campaign money.
Only because I need Ewing funds for my re-election, certainly not because I like this man.
It's quite the system we have in this country. Running low on funds and with Bobby hot on the trail, Willie forces Lucy to sing in a nightclub talent contest. Lucy protests in the same way that Mariah Carey Vine lady does.
Why are you making me sing? I hate singing. When do I even come in? I don't...
Lucy, of course, tears the house down, but it doesn't matter anyway because Willie robs the register. In fairness, his middling talent as a robber does outweigh Lucy's performance skills based on sheer degree of difficulty alone, so I guess Willie wins the talent show. Willie and Lucy leave the bar and immediately get pinned down by the cops. Bobby offers to trade himself for Lucy and a big scuffle ensues. The cops nab Willie and take him away. At home, the Ewings celebrate Lucy's release. So, the less said about this train wreck, the better. Dallas creator David Jacobs admits that CBS's order for a second season was not only surprising, but also put everyone under a tremendous strain to write and shoot episodes over the summer of '78, just in time for the fall premiere. Runaway is the last of the first batch of episodes on that order, and it shows. Writer Worley Thorne pinned 2 episodes of the show, the sublime Season 3 episode The Kristen Affair and this one. Thank God for second acts. In both performance and writing, Lucy comes off as an approximation of what a poorly programmed AI thinks a teenage girl is, rather than the somewhat interesting character she was in Season 1. Lucy has always been bratty, but her brattiness was at least reasonably focused and explainable in the narrative. Here she's just a surly teen, so the writers can do a kids these days story. This is evident in Lucy's choice of parent brain-melting party band The Coffins. I guess the name does its job because I know exactly what kind of wannabe punk band is implied here, but it just doesn't ring true that Lucy would be into them. Like, what popular girl really focuses on her goth street cred? Nope. This is an episode written for the olds in the audience. One that says that the kids these days with their Mary Juana and their black eye makeup don't know how good they really have it. And once they try to go out on their own, they'll learn a valuable lesson in just how harsh the real world is. Charlene Tilton doesn't do the material any favors, screeching most of her lines and indicating frustration by waving her hands like a wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube guy. Of the main cast, Tilton has the most down performances in her ups and downs, and thankfully this is the lowest of the low. She bottomed out early. Greg Evigan stops by as the cackling, psycho drifter Willie Guest. He's like the dinner theater version of Jared Leto's Joker. And Evigan should count his lucky stars that they didn't cancel BJ and the Bear based on this performance alone. Evigan would later go on to fame as one half of My Two Dads, and is the real-life father of Scream Queen Brianna Evigan. Even seeing a Stuckey's in this episode, which should have been nostalgic, just feels depressing. The lone positive note of the show is the sheepish crush Sue Ellen displays when talking about Cliff Barnes' political career.
Do you think that Cliff Barnes can actually beat Mr. Slade?
Are you really interested, Mrs. Ewing?
Very.
It's clear Cliff has gotten under her skin, and secretly supporting his campaign has the added benefit of sticking it to JR. We'll see if her support pays off in the next episode.
Gobble me, swallow me, drip down inside of me. Quick jump out for you, let it get inside of me. I tell them where to put it, never tell them where I'm about to be. I run down on them before I have a night. Running me, talk your shit, bite your lip. Ask for a call while you ride that. Why you really ain't never got him for a thing. He already made his mind up for you.